Damn, bro, de er mange.
It must be my natural charisma.
Hun er pisse ligeglad, jeg dræbte dem alle sammen. Okay, cool. Så det er jo en hel... Det var fandme en hel by, der ryger uden... Der ryger uden power. Goddag alle sammen, og velkommen til afsnit 2 af The Other Worlds. I sidste afsnit, som jo var lidt langt, der fik vi jo præsenteret, kan man sige, hele spillet, og hvad det egentlig går ud på. Vi fik mødt nogle hovedfigurer. Phineas fik vi mødt, og vi fik mødt Reed Thompson. Hvad hedder det? Eller Thompson hedder han. Sorry. Men så fandt vi også ud af, at den by, vi kom til, der er der ligesom nu sket en konflikt, hvor der har været nogle udbrydere, der er flygtet fra byen af, og der er nogle strømproblemer, som vi skal ordne, og først skal vi egentlig i kontakt med den her udbryderdel af det her samfund her, vi kom til. Så lad os bare komme i gang med det.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little... Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Will do.
I wish I knew. I wagered the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the third's gone, I can't say. Would you? I'd be grateful. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you. Luck, mostly. Nothing's needed serious repairing yet. Nothing's broken down that we can't just replace with something scavenged from the outskirts.
Kommer lige om lidt. Ej, det gør det
I
ikke.
can
Det ser vi lige.
swap out a water filter or charge up a battery and go on pretending I know what I'm doing. But the moment I'm asked to do any real engineering, I'm in trouble.
Alright, cool jo. Så jeg tror, det vi skal finde, det er det der sidequest der, som vi måske skal begynde på. Og så var det måske også noget med at bare få snakket med hende her, Adelaide der. Hun har vel lidt i tankerne omkring, hvad der egentlig sker nu her. Så lad os lige prøve at få... Lad os lige prøve at fortælle med hende nu her. Det er også det, faren taler lige for ham.
Fancy duds. Do the tubes get in your way? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off.
What happened on the date Zoe disappeared?
Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her.
What was the about surprise? What was that about surprising Zoe?
The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
Was she acting strange before she
I
disappeared?
can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd.
Hold on, there was something else.
Hey, I got time. I'll help if I can.
Okay. Så tror du, I kan finde Zoes verse? Okay. Well, today is a day, Zoe. Today is a day you take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the marauders with bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills, warming souls by the light of balefires. Probably mounted the heads of the enemies on spikes as a warning to folks like me. Living a life of comfort and niche, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. I've been tucking away some of the acolytes' food, and I got some spare cans of salt tuna. Should last me a couple of weeks if I ration. Got some at dinner time too. Everybody loves at dinner time, even marauders, right? I got odds those marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple of syringes of drain time before their eyes. This is gonna be great. Look out, territory. Bandit Queen Zoe's origin story has just begun. I'm gonna have a whole gang of marauders at my beck and call. Maybe I can even score some resources. Okay, hun joiner simpelthen. Hun simpelthen joiner de her. So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And would you like another? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I always hated the cannery. And I don't think I'll ever have to look back to this journal many years since. And I tell myself, oh, wow, I hate the well once. Okay, hun joiner simpelthen. Hun simpelthen joiner de her. So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And would you like another? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I always hated the cannery. And I don't think I'll ever have to look back to this journal many years since. And I tell myself, oh, wow, I hate the well once, didn't I? Just because I got sick, everybody got sick. Well, okay, I got sick, and I grabbed a little too much at dinner time. Okay, is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility and surviving by one's bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one of the box of dinner time, and suddenly you're committing larceny. Okay, så hun var narkoman, og... Eller, det var nok ikke, men... Spørgsmålet er, vi skal prøve at tage den her... hvad hedder det? Larceny. Okay, så hun var narkoman, og... Eller, det var hun nok ikke, men... Det gør vi. Vi prøver lige at se, om vi kan befri hende. Det lyder ikke som om, at hun faktisk... Det lyder ikke som om, hun ville befries. To be honest. Okay, ham der. Hey, bra. Han har en sniper-rifle, så bliver han væk! Fuck yeah, game! Yo, motherfucks.
Easy. I don't know anybody who ever came out this far. Nice one.
Damn, bro, de er mange. Et headshot, og det er ikke nok. Vildt nok, mand.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
You saw your people are looking for you.
What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever
Hun er
seen.
helt vild med det outlaw. I need you to clarify something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
Are you a prisoner here?
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
I'm impressed how you pull it off.
I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
Why do you...
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find but a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse? I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them.
How are you alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
Hun er pisse ligeglad, jeg dræbte dem alle sammen. Okay, cool.
I've got...
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Persuasion check. You should go back. People are worried.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy of the Masked Marketeer? Why didn't you say so?
Du bare se, narkoman.
I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose.
Cool. Take care. Det er så lidt... Okay, jeg har lige dræbt alle hendes venner. Quote unquote. Hun er bare pisse ligeglad. Og det var bare det fedeste, du gjorde der. Så, okay, cool. Jamen, god snak, vi havde. Og så tror jeg, at vi skal i gang med... skal vi snakke med hende her først. Snakker lige. Jeg har fuldført missionen.
What is it?
Attack Zoe into coming back.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
She joined up with a band of marauders that hadn't hurt her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Right. XP. Alright, så lad os snakke med hende der Adelaide der nu her. Og se, hvad hun har så at sige til os. Ja.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
You must be Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Reed sent me to make peace with you. Is this your greenhouse?
Oh dear, the garden belongs to us all.
Det er den kommunistiske foretagende.
Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
I'm surprised you managed to grow anything out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed
Og så bliver hun fandme sur.
Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
You're living off the power that belongs to the town. Come back to the country, that's about it. Reed asked you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. Question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp has a power I needed to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
I'm looking to get... I'm not looking... Hvad så? Skal lige høre, hvad hun
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Miss Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Alright. Guys, så har vi en beslutning at tage her. Om man skal bruge det, gør det ene eller gør det andet. Jeg tror lige, hvis vi går tilbage til Reed og hører ham. Og så ser, hvad han har at sige. Alright, så er vi her ved Reed. Se, hvad han har at sige til det. Om han har noget at sige til det. Hey, bruh.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider. Go ahead.
Simply fixed to bring Adelaide back to town.
Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible. Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by. What with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world. A vegetable? You mean like hydrocale? Chewy, fibrous material that springs out of the dirt? I do not trust any food that grows out of the dirt. Worms copulate. Go ahead. That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk... Nature is uglier. There is safety here. Safety and purpose. But not all of us. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more...
You and Adelaide have a personal history.
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away... Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and...
Alright, så fik jeg ikke rigtig noget af det. Så jeg tænker... I don't know. Så det er jo en hel... Det er jo fandme det er en hel by, der ryger uden... Der ryger uden power. Så jeg tænker, vi tager den. Og så må vi jo se, hvad pokker vi kan gøre i forhold til... Om vi kan